All right. Happy Monday. Monday. Let's see if this is going to work or if we have echo. We know the internet gods won't work because why would the internet gods work good tonight? I doubt it'll work. And that's okay if it doesn't because, hey, it's been consistently not good and history will repeat itself. There we go. Let's see if this works better. Brian Mansker says, good evening. Good evening. One second, guys. Again, for the buffering. If you don't like the buffering, please just cancel off our channel. There's nothing I can do. Like I said, this is not a TV show, so I can only do what I can do. Remind you guys, this show works best when you participate. We're going to talk pigeons tonight. I'm drinking the bubbly waters. Bubbly waters are good. Which one should I go with, the cherry or the pineapple? Brian says, good evening, good evening. Brian, did you send your birds up to Tracy? David Tracy, how are you doing this evening? And Tracy, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be meeting Tracy for a pickup tomorrow, which should be great, which should be fun. I hope the border is smooth for tomorrow. Again, guys, Pioneer One-loft. Ryan, what's up? Good evening. Good evening, Ruben. How are you, Ruben? We're going to show some birds tonight that are for sale. Again, if it is buffering, don't worry. You're just here to listen to my voice. When you're live on the ridge, you're live on the ridge, says Rosedale. Rosedale, we're waiting, Rosedale. Where in the hell are your birds, Rosedale? Come on. Hey, Ryan, what's the topic today? Now, today is something great because I'm telling you, my brain seems to be lately, I'm not in the right place in my brain. I don't know if it's from the tablets or the pills. Speaking of the pills, I got to take the pills. I should take the pills here now while I'm reminded because by the time I'll know it, it'll be 10:30. So, what's the topic on everyone's mind? You know, I looked today. I was doing some research, and I said to myself, what would be a race in America that I would tell my European clients to participate in? And there's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, hell, guys, even Jimmy did it. Jimmy's got the new trailer. Jimmy did it. Round of applause. Hoosier. We got to give them a round of applause. You guys squeaked. You guys bitched. You guys moaned. And they got the new trailer. And it's a nice one. Congratulations to Jimmy Ward at the Hoosier. And I really do mean that. I mean, we had a show about what was it? About 6 months ago, just after the Hoosier had the debacle with the transporter going down the road. And every race has a debacle somewhere. I have debacles. I am a debacle. This camera's a debacle, and I want to throw it against the wall. But we got on here, we talked about it, and people were going left, and people were going right, and people were screaming, and they're all upset at Jimmy because he had an old cow track trailer, and now he's got the Cadillac of pigeon trailers, which I got to give him credit for. But you know, guys, maybe if we wouldn't have done that show, maybe Jimmy would have never got it. So I'll have to say I have to take at least a 0.5% credit for that. So good job on Jimmy Ward. But I looked at one-loft races and what race would I like to be a part of, or what race would I sign up tomorrow in? Like, snap my fingers. And where's Pops? Well, he's out selling eggs. They call him the Chicken Man now. Oh, I got a video for you guys today of the birds going out. Again, we're going to talk a little bit about one-loft racing. And if you guys have a topic that you want to talk about, don't be shy and talk them up. Again, your topics help me out. Sometimes, as I say, I'll be stumped. And it's hard to come up with a topic sometimes with Ricky because Ricky goes off the top rope to levels that we don't even know. But hey, we're having our dessert right now, the pills for the blood pressure. And again, the only reason I'm doing this is just so I don't forget. And for you guys wondering, you guys can try and figure it all out here. I'll even give you the showcase showdown. There you go. Twice a day for all of this. Looks pretty good. There you go. Plus I had one earlier. Oh. I should have wet my mouth before I swallowed the pills. But anyways, let's get back to what we were talking about. I was looking for a race. And there's two races, and they're in California. And it really interests me. The California Classic by John Timmerman and the Royal Cup by John Timmerman and the California Classic. Both those races, man, they're paying out probably about $1 million in prize money. They got great numbers of birds. John does a real good race. And, to top it off, they got the Holiday Cup. Now, I don't know if any of you people are watching. Are they still doing the week of racing in California there? Is that something that they're still doing? I remember I used to be a part of the California Classic, the Holiday Cup, and the Triple Crown, and I was just wondering if that was a part of it. Rosedale losses 200 miles up the road, ready to break them. I don't break them, Rosedale. They have the stuff between their ears, they break. You need your phone. It's almost out of juice. Doesn't matter. Are you taking their phone number? Hold off a sec, guys. I think the screen's getting better. Mike Parrish, how's it going? So yeah, if anyone can tell me, because I'm telling you that race every year it looks good. It's a well done job. That's one of the races, and I've had European breeders ask me what are some of the races that I would participate in, and again, that would be definitely one. The Holiday Cup, the California Classic, and the Royal Cup. But I'm wondering if they still do the three races in the week. It looks like when I looked at the Royal Cup and the Holiday Cup, it kind of looks like both races run in the same week. I just can't remember if the Holiday Cup is. And again, if someone could let me know that, then that would be great. Also, what are we in now here? We're in June, so people in our area in Southern Ontario, they start to train their young pigeons now. I would think by June the 10th, the first race is August 1st. It's going to give you now about six weeks of training. Maybe you should have started a little earlier, the 1st of June or the last week of May. But training should be already on the way. I did want to post up a video here. We had the one-loft birds going out today. So let's just see here. I'm going to put that as the A and that as the B. You guys can watch the birds coming out. This was this morning. So set them off and let them out around 9. It's a shitty sky today, but I'll zoom in there and you'll be able to see. So don't panic. Again, guys, this is going to be about a 4-minute video. They're going out. Not anymore. Okay, Ruben. So, Ruben, what do they still do it all at the hotel? Do they still do it where Ron used to have it and you could go and you could handle the birds and there are people there? Or is that all done? I mean, do people still go and watch the California Classic? Does the group of people all come from all over and watch? Because that was an absolute beautiful week of pigeon racing. I always enjoyed it, and it was something I always wanted to take my dad to, and I never could. And I know there's some really good races. I mean, I could take a look at Big Andy's race there in Spring Hill. You got the Flamingo. Those two races are literally side by side. I don't know why they don't put something together to go along with the Gulf Coast Classic. That would be a 3-race series. Um, Again, I don't know why they don't, but maybe they don't get along, or maybe they haven't thought about that. Again, plus you've got the Orlando Pigeon Derby, you've got the Naples Pigeon Derby, and you've got the Florida Pigeon Derby. I mean, right there in Florida, you got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got five one-loft races. I mean, honestly, you could have like the Super Bowl week of pigeon racing. You know, just my thought. I don't know what you guys think, but I like I like great, but there's nothing better than going to the races and getting to handle your birds and being in with it. Um, they still have it at Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah, they still have it. Okay, so you understand. I'm hoping you were there. You experienced it. So what do they do now at Thanksgiving? They do it the Thanksgiving weekend, and it looks like the Royal Cup and the California Classic are on in the same week. Yeah, I understand that, Mike, about the Gulf. The Gulf Coast is good, but the problem with the Gulf Coast is you got to have birds in lofts. If you don't have your birds in the right lofts, it's a waste of time. I really mean it. And not that all the lofts aren't good, or all the lofts are bad except for a few. No, there's really good lofts in Spring Hill, but it's a multi-loft race. It's not the same. So, and I'm going to get to the when I look at that, especially at Spring Hill, you got Spring Hill, you got the Flamingo, you got Big Andy's. So that right there, you could combine a whole week of racing. And to top it off, Mike, for guys that like the sending birds to different lofts, you have that aspect. You got the Big Andy aspect, one loft racing. You got the Flamingo. Basically, you can crush it there. I think that's a 3-way that needs to happen. I would love to see that happen. What else do we got here? Rosedale, he says, a wet spring in Ontario this year. Many crying because birds aren't coming home, maybe not used to adverse weather conditions. Well, when I train in weather, most of the time people give me hell. If you don't train if you don't train them in the bad weather, they don't get used to it. It doesn't mean they're going to make the races. It doesn't mean they're going to make it home. But if you're only playing in sunshines and rainbows, you're never going to have the umph. Ah, here, look, there's another one, the American Grand National. Is that near the Spring Hill area? Like, this is what I'm talking about. One-loft racing. Everyone's talking about one-loft racing being the big thing, and I agree. It is big. It's fantastic. It is great. You've got big races. And from what I'm gathering, there in the Spring Hill area, you've got a cluster. You could have 6 days of racing or 5 days of racing. To me, it's super interesting, and it helps grow the sport, and it kind of makes like a championship. And I mean, in all honesty, for their encore race, if they do ever have an encore, like how they all do that encore thing after, all the races could go up against each other. Well, that's in California. Oh, well, I didn't know where it was, the American Grand National. But California's a big place. Is it near San Diego? You tell me. I don't know how they can make a drink that smells like pineapple, but don't taste like pineapple. Is in California. Well, again, California, I'm talking about, and for people, Ruben understands, going to a destination and having multiple races in the destination. California is big. Is it near San Diego? I don't know where the race is. Again, I'm sure it's a good race. I think they have 11 or 1,200 birds. But I'm saying from my experience of one-loft racing, that weekend that was in San Diego that week, that Thanksgiving weekend, was always so much fun. Ron Steinbrenner had 3 races. The California Classic had one, and the Holiday Cup. And you were there for 6 days or 7 days. You had 5 races. There was gambling. You got to handle the birds. You got to go to dinners. You got to meet pigeon people from all over the United States. There you go. Yeah, again, that doesn't tell me if it's near San Diego. It's probably not, and that's fine. But just a thought for the races that are in Florida to do something, because they could really make like a Super Bowl of one-loft racing, and it looks like between Andy gets 2,000, the Flamingo's at 1,500. The Gulf Coast Classic normally has how many thousand birds? 2 to 4,000 birds. You got Naples, I think they're at 1,100. You got Orlando, as I think, at 1,500. Now, I know Orlando to Tampa is not very far. So, right there's 5 races that can go off if everyone worked together. And I can't figure out how in Florida they're all different. And I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm just, and I'll post this video back up. Hold on, let me post it up here again. You'll see the birds going out here again. I'll post the video up. That was this morning, our one-loft birds. And again, guys, we've got birds that are going to be for sale. Well, I know he flies his race in April or May. And there's, what I'm saying is, I don't understand. Listen, everyone's different. Everyone has their reasons. But I don't know why Flamingo, Andy, and the GHC couldn't go off all in the same week. I guarantee you, if those races went off all on the same week, I guarantee you, the Gulf Coast Classic would get 2,000 to 3,000 more pigeons. Big Andy would get an additional 1,000 pigeons, and the Flamingo will get another 1,000 pigeons. I promise you. Because if you're a guy that doesn't race in a club and you like to go to watch pigeon races, and you fly to Florida in December for one race, you fly back to Florida in April for another race, you fly to California for a race, you fly to Texas for a race, it would be nice if the races that are close together, if the guy sat down, and that's probably will never happen, and say, hey, let's make something greater than us. It would be tremendous. And that's my opinion. Again, you guys do what you want, but I really think for the sport to get to the best that it can, you got to participate. You got to work together a little bit. How much for the bars to sell? For the bars, I don't understand. How much are the bars to sell? Rewrite that, please. Flamingo goes off the week of the GHC. Always has. Yeah. Well, that's 2 together. That's good. Rosedale, I think the Up North Combine and the RPA actually proved potential combination of birdage up here the other weekend. I don't know. Don't worry, they'll screw that all up. People will start squeaking. Hilmar, California is in the middle of nowhere, close to the San Jose. So, again, I know in Florida, I know it's hard to go from Spring Hill to Miami. That's a 5-hour drive, so you're not going to do that. But you can easily go from Spring Hill to Naples. You can easily go Spring Hill to Orlando. You can easily go Spring Hill. What's the other one? Orlando, Naples, and the other Andy's in the other one. They're all sort of within an hour or so of each other, which that's not bad. Get a little bus going, and people can go from one hotel to race to race to race. And the races, in my opinion, they're all running pretty darn good. I mean, they're getting birds home, they're getting birds to the finals, and people are getting paid out their money. I don't know. I thought this video was playing and it's not. What in the hell? Hold on, guys. Let's just refix this here. Let's just see. A and B. There we go. Now we're going to get it up. I'm going to show some birds tonight. Ricky's supposed to be here with the phone, but he had people come for eggs. And whenever someone comes for eggs with Ricky, what does Ricky do? Ricky does what Ricky does, and he just ditches what he's supposed to do to give people the tour around the village. I never seen people so brain dead to chickens before, but hey, it's one of those things. People from the city. Looking here, I wanted to pull up our one-loft race while we go through the birds. Hey guys, does it look buffery today, or is it looking okay? You let me know. On my camera, it looks extremely buffery. He really likes the idea. Yeah, I like it too. And I think it's a good idea, providing the races could work together. And that's the thing where I think, I still don't think all these races are running 100% honest, because they're worried about putting a weekend together and having the birds ready for it. I mean, weather is weather. But I can't figure out how they can't work together. They did it in California, and man, it was bang spot on. Ron, John, and Steve Miner, they put it together, and I loved how they did the hotel. I love how they did the go away dinner. They put it together really, really good. I don't know who the big brains behind that was. Was it Ron Steinbrenner? Or did they all kind of collaborate? Regardless, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. And I'm lucky I did see it. I think that's one of America's greatest pigeon weeks. I'm going to throw that out there. All right, let's get to some more comments. Mike Vanayak says, I think the AU convention race and the GC Classic this year are on the same day. Okay, well, maybe they are. And again, I don't know why they do that, but they do. I'd like to see some of the big OLRs in Florida do a bonus mass release. Well, that's what we've talked about. Now, by these races not doing it, it throws up questions and red flags. I'm not saying these races aren't doing the work. I believe that they are. What I can't figure out is, why in the world don't they all combined? It's another buy-in. So let's just say it's it's $200 a bird or $300 a bird for the mass release at the end. $100 goes for when you put your money in. $150 goes to the winners in your own loft, and then the rest of that money goes for the all around winners. That would be something interesting. But with anywhere from, I would say you're going to have the first time out you'll have 2,000 pigeons. That's another huge payout. And now those pigeons get tested. How smart are they when they have to do any little bit of breaking? Does wind play a factor? Obviously it will, but still. And here's another thing. In California, they still do the Holiday Cup, the California Classic, and the World Cup. All three races go up together. Again, seems like in California, they're still light years ahead. Good comments. Mike Parrish says, look good on my end. Okay, good. David Tracy, do you have a system how to choose which birds you send to OLRs? Yeah, you do. I mean, I think I think what you want to be doing when you're sending birds to a one-loft race is you got to do your research. How hard are the races? What time of year are the races? Um, those are some things you look at. One's, are you sending them very young? Are they going to be very old? If they're very old, again, I really say stay away from cockbirds. Not saying that cocks are not good. Cocks are fantastic. But from my experience, cocks are very all over the board. So I'm not going to really go with cocks. I'm not overly interested. Okay? If now we're going to say this race here, this Pioneer race. The race is going to be worked the end of September, October. We're taking birds to the end of June. You can bring young cocks for the end of June. If they're 6, 8 weeks old, they're going to be, look, June, July, August, September. They're going to be max 5 months old, just coming into sexual peak. That's okay. They're not going to be 8 months old, 9 months old, where the cocks are just going crazy. What's another thing? I like to look at pigeons that are balanced in the hands. Okay? Balanced pigeons. Pigeons that fit your hand properly. Proper in the hands. Backs aren't up like crazy. They're not big and deep. They're not clunky. Their forearms aren't loose and sloppy. Nice, small to medium pigeons with nice upper front in the chest. Nice muscles. Those are the pigeons that you normally see do the winning. Are there exceptions to the rules? Yes, there are. But from what I've seen in running our one-loft race, what I've seen from big winners, and I've handled the world's biggest winners. Remember, I have been to Indiana. I have handled some of the best one-loft pigeons in the world. Mike's had a very good one. Mix. I handled all those pigeons, winning pigeons. I can't even remember the names I handled. They were all put together properly. I didn't handle donkeys. I didn't handle pigeons that I said, "Mah, I don't like it." Now, to be fair, combination Van Zuren, Olympic Henny, she is a 10 out of 10, except her vent bones are open and they're wide open. Fun fact, Mike has a very good one. I think that was a $100,000 pigeon. When I handled it, I didn't like it in the hands because of the vents. Were open the same as Olympic Henny. Other than that, the pigeons were perfect. Am I giving Mike a plug here? No, I'm just saying what I've handled in pigeons. Okay? Let's get to some of the comments. Mike Sheridan, he says hello. I'm going to show some for sale birds here, Mike. You have to get some faster internet, very fuzzy. Well, some people say the internet's good. Some people say the internet's not good. It's 5G. It's 5G, and I can't help it. Okay, what's the art of feeding really mean? Well, you got to know how to feed your pigeons. If you go into, I go to lofts throughout Belgium. I don't see feed on the floor for the race birds. I don't see hopper feeding. I don't see it. Birds are fed normally from light to heavy. Now, what does that mean? Lighter feed, maybe the same high energy feed, but they feed less of it, light to heavy. You can feed heavier feed, but still feed light to heavy, or you can feed lighter feed, a little heavier to build up. But there's an art. How to explain how to feed, you know, I try to explain it to people, or Dean Pallett explained it to me, and I was off on his way and my way. It's an art that you have to find yourself. You have to feel it in them. You have to feed pigeons properly, you have to sit with them and feed them. Slow and steady. It's a family meal. Hey, prime example. You come home from work, you sit down with your wife and your kids and you have dinner and you socialize. You find out what's going on in their day. You find out that your son, he got beat up at school, and your daughter's got a new boyfriend, and your wife's getting fired. I don't know. You guys sit there and you socialize. You're learning each other. You're communicating. You're watching. It's the same when you feed pigeons. When you go to feed race birds, you got to take your time and feed them. What do I say? Feeding pigeons is like watching an episode of Cheers. Sit there and watch the episode. Watch The Big Bang Theory. You watch it, you enjoy it. I see people, they go and they'll sit and watch a whole baseball game on TV, or golf, or Survivor, but they won't sit with the pigeons. When you start to sit with the pigeons and watch the pigeons and feed the pigeons slowly, 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 you start to observe. You can talk to the pigeons, but if you feed quick, dump and go, dump and go, dump and go, you will lose the art to feed them. Mike Vanderyak says, how many birds are generally left after the final races in the Florida? I'm going to say the 300-mile races, there's normally quite a few. There's normally seven to 800 in all of them, pretty much. If they all combine together, they might not have 2,000 birds, but they're going to have close to 1,500 to maybe 2,000. Michael Peeler says, hello, how's it going? Hey, Mike, I have those stats. We'll put the stats up. It would be much of a would it be much of a mass? Well, sure. The other thing it would do is it would hold the one-loft race accountable. Big Andy's ended up with 15% of what he started with. So he took in 1,700 or 1,800 birds. 15% of that is, I don't know, you figure it out. It's funny. I watch our race here, and because we show a lot or we have a bad training toss or whatever it is, I find the people that don't, it's almost showing us too much. And I can use Andy's race. He's down 15%. Some people would say that's an atrocious 1,500 pigeons down to, or 2,000 pigeons down to 15%. That's an atrocious rate for any race. It wouldn't be if it's Andy's or if it's my race or if it's Mike Vanderyak's race. But the people seem to go back, which is odd to me. And they don't show anything. But the people go back. But the people that show the races, I show here. I show the birds there in the loft. I had a guy complain to me about a 10-liter drinker. I had a 10-liter drinker for 250 pigeons. That was his complaint. I look and I say, it's not his fault, stupid Ryan. It's your fault, Ryan. You're showing far, far too much. Here's a question. I'm going to post this up. You guys give me the answer, okay? I want you to tell me how good the birds loft flew today. Here we go. Post your comments in. Let's have a little fun. Let's tell me what you know. Here we go. Tell me how the birds loft flew today. Go ahead. I want you to watch and tell me your feeling. Let's get back to the comments. comments. What's the oldest? Wait. What's the oldest birds a breeder has to send you? I had birds sent to me on the 8th flight. Yeah, I don't know. We had birds here on the 5th and 6th flight. But that's what people think. When people send old pigeons, what's the one thing old pigeons have that young pigeons don't? They handle the bullshit They handled the stress. They handled the weaning.
They don't get into that sickness.
The sickness odds drop, I would say, about 85%.
Hi, folks.
Now, in the same token, those pigeons are strong. They could be on the wing. They could be out loft flying. Now you have to break them. But in the grand scheme of things, good pigeons break quick. They break smart. But a lot of pigeons, they don't. They'll piss off the roof and they're gone. They were not smart. It does not matter if you had them since they were babies. You were going to lose them down the road. 100%. Hold on. Tracy says, Big Andy had 27.5% return from what he basketed on the final race. I don't know if that's good or that's bad. I'm not here to rip on Andy for it. We're just bringing up the Andy race, the what's the other race there in Florida? The Flamingo race, and so forth and so forth. This race here, Tracy's bringing up. So please, Andy, if you're watching, I'm not coming after you. You're doing something right because they come back every year with 2,000 birds, both races. Last year there, the one in Southern Ontario, it was an absolute disaster. He had his daughter running it. Daughter had no clue about pigeons. They got 1,500 birds. It was a wipeout. They paid out the money. They're back this year again. And you know what? They're already doing inventories. They got another 1,400 birds. I'm sure they're going to do a little bit better. But I see the people going for it. How are the birds loft flying in the video? I want you to tell me, how are they flying? Rosedale says, feed them. Hand Rosedale. He's bringing you birds for you. He's got them trained out to 200 miles.
Good.
Good for you. And guys, what's great about this is Ricky's on board now. Ricky's on board. Hold on. Stephen Collins says, hey, mate, how is Mike and Ian's competition going? Wow, we talked about that earlier in the winter time. The Ian Sybil versus Mike Vanderyak.
Oh, yeah.
Old Bird Racing Series. They've had, I think, 8 races. And I'm going to let Mike because Mike's on, and I don't think Ian comes on anymore. I think you attacked Ian to the point where Ian took his bat and ball and went home, and that's okay.
I attacked?
Well, what you got to remember is, rubbing is racing. You got a big nose. My ears are big. You're ugly. That's racing. A lot of people can't take. His race was a cow track, and what did Jimmy Ward do? He went out and bought a brand new trailer, a big new trailer, because this show hits people, man. It hits them. So I got a feeling. I got a feeling you razzle-dazzled a little bit of Ian Sybil.
I don't think
you ruffled his feathers.
Why?
You can't ruffle Mike's. But hold on, we got more comments.
Mike is. I'd have to say he's an old school, strong guy. I'm just saying. What should I say? He's the kind of guy you could call him whatever you want today, and he will forgive. And what should I say? He's like
okay, good.
An old school kind of guy.
He's kind of like that.
Like I'm gonna say that.
Can I keep? I don't need to go on about what Mike is. I don't. Hold on.
Mike can take the bashes, and Mike can throw bashes back.
Good.
And that's
I just want
what I like.
Listen,
I like
the way I look.
The guy stands up.
The way I look at it is, you can say it the way it is. If I think Mike's a suck ass this week, I can say it. If Mike thinks I am, he can say it.
I don't think I hurt Ian at all.
I don't. Well, I haven't seen Ian on, and I want to know who's the champion of this season.
You're telling me maybe I hurt him.
Well, sure. That one week you were really on him. You were riding him like a cowboy. Hold on.
Ian? I don't.
I'm going to get to the comments. Well, let's see if Ian's on. Move over a little bit.
Who, me?
Or am I going to move over?
Wait. This is me.
Which way we got to move here?
I think.
Wait, hold on.
I think I got to move. Or no.
No, you got to move over. Come over this way. Lance says feeding depends on the system. Open loft birds that fly all day need a lot more feed. 100% wrong. Open loft birds don't need more feed. Why would open loft birds need more feed? They're open loft. I don't think I would. Let me ask you: when you flew open hole pigeons, that would mean out at 6 o'clock in the morning, and the chute would close at 9 o'clock. How would you feed them?
I would feed them at night. That would be it.
Yeah, how did you feed them? Not how. What do I think you feed? How did you do it?
My open hole birds?
You're open hole birds.
All day long, they were open hole. I'd feed them once at night.
Let me ask you: when you fed them once, how much did they normally eat?
Not much.
Why?
A lot of them were fielding.
A lot of them were fielding.
Yeah.
All right.
And, they would field. They go out fielding, picking, whatever.
Fielding, picking, right?
Yeah.
They're moving.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, if you open hole them and you fill the trough up with feed, they eat. You will never find them with a quarter crop of feed in them. You will never find it once.
Maybe a quarter crop. That'll be it.
If
they don't overfeed.
If the feed's in front of them 24 hours a day, you will never go in and find more than a quarter if you even find a quarter.
That's right.
If you find a quarter. Oh, and by the way, they will fly all day long.
Yeah, up and down.
Okay, Mike Vandriak says 15% of 1,700 birds is 255 birds. Okay. I don't know if that stat is good. I don't know if that stat is bad. I know if we look at our result, tell me what the result was.
I think you're at the same par.
I don't know if we're at the same par, but I do know one thing. We documented everything, and that is worth something. But I look at these people, and again, I asked you, how did the birds loft fly this morning? Tell me how they loft flew.
Well, I can tell you.
Hold on. I watched them come out of there. I don't need you. You didn't see it because you weren't there today.
I was there.
Well, you were letting them out. You didn't see what I seen, but take a look. You'll see, boy, they flew real good today. Take a look at this. Take a look, guys. You're going to get to see it again. And I'm going to keep reading the comments. Let's read the comments. Rosedale, final return. I don't know. Rosedale, you're almost talking in singles, man. I can't figure it out. Tracy said, I have different stats for what they took in and what they got basketed. Here's another thing. Tracy is doing stats. And if you ask Tracy what birds take in originally to what birds get changed, you will be mind boggled on how these one-loft races are fudging the numbers.
So what you're talking about is birds that are what do you call them?
You see, we're gonna use this.
Replacement birds?
We're gonna use this factor. Last year we took in 600 pigeons.
Right.
My personal self, lost them at a half a mile, 200 pigeons one day.
Right.
3 days or 1 day later, I lost another 200 pigeons.
At the cornfield.
Right. They called my name. But the whole season, my basket, they're flying like machines.
Yeah.
Hold on. I zoom out here. Hold on. I lost 400 pigeons in a week. Mm-hmm. I showed the pigeons going out of the basket. You could see it visibly, the pigeons.
Right.
But on the final race, that Mike Green won, I think we sent 60 pigeons or 50 pigeons to the final race, whatever the number was. Yeah. Our basketing list still said 600. We kicked ourselves in the nuts all year long. Now, if I would have fudged the numbers, it looks better on paper to fudge the numbers. Look how good they're flying. The best flying pigeons I ever seen. Look at them.
Going out like bullets.
Hold on. Tracy's got some more comments. The final race return, 821. There was 1,051 birds basketed. At one point, there was over 2,900 birds checked in at Big Andy's race. So Big Andy last year started with 2,900 in Florida.
Oh, Okay.
2,900. Went to the final race with 1,050. He clocked 821. What do we say? A lot of guys are playing one-loft races with really, really poor pigeons, poor stock, or training is not going good. Moving on. Let's try this again. Does Ricky have his red shorts on? Nope. It's too cold for that, Tracy.
I only put them on when I start to get serious. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I see those birds coming out in that video. They're coming out snapping.
Snapping.
Right out. Okay,
so. I was going to ask you a question. They're not flying good, though.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Can you grab me some ice? I'm not done with talking about this good loft fly we see here today. Mm-hmm. I'm not done with that. I'm not. Look at them. God damn it. God himself couldn't create better racing pigeons. Could you get me some ice? Okay. ABC Loft, this is a good question. How long you like them to fly for?
What, at this time?
They fly?
At this time.
Everything's an evolution of flying. The birds got to want to fly. You can get them up a little bit if they're a little lazy, but they got to want to fly. Most of the time, you want to see the young birds flying between.
Where's your glass? You got a glass?
40 minutes and an hour and 20 minutes. Give or take the day. Reminder, if it's heavy overcast and drizzle, they might not fly the best that day. If it's 100 degrees out, they might only fly for 25 minutes, 20 minutes, too hot.
Well, the thing, if I can say, this group, pigeons don't like to fly in groups of, they like to fly in groups of 20 birds, 30 birds. That's what they like. So, in this group here, when I let them out in the morning, I'll let them out. Today it was later, but normally around 6:15 in the morning, I let them out, and they'll go out, and there'll be two groups. Let's say 30 birds in a group, another 30 birds in that group. The rest of them stay on the roof. And then when those birds come back, the other birds start going out in their groups. I study that. I don't push them to fly. I do not push them to fly. They come out, and if they want to fly, they fly. I don't push them. I relax. I'm not in a rush. We have time. I don't have them, nervous, tensed at all. You want to fly, you fly. And I notice the groups, they go out, some group comes back, next thing, another group goes out. Maybe the guys that came back, they go with them again. And that's what I'm noticing. Yeah. The energy, their energy is, yeah.
So my question is, Mike answered Steven's question. 6 weeks, 2 races a week. I am ahead 12-0. Well, Mike, as you say to Ricky, as you say to Ricky, don't lie about Warner and Volker and why they got kicked out of the Aurelia Club, right? Mike, come on, Michael. On race 1, I'm looking at here. North Road, Berks Falls, A release.
Right.
How many pigeons in this one? Does it even say? Can they even figure that out? Well, they didn't put that, but it was an 8:30 release. Oh, yeah. 33 lofts, 661 birds. Who clocks first? Ian Sybil or Mike Vandriak?
Okay.
Ian Sybil, wait. He gets the first one. First, second, third. Third. Oh, wait. Oh, Mike, where are you? Mike. Mike. Ian beat you with on the first race. He beat you with 9 pigeons. So that's 1 point for Ian. Mike, I'll let you put the score in properly. But there you go. You can score us up, Mike. But that's the first race I looked at. Ian ahead. Rosedale says, I like to see the Ontario OLRs do something. Let's admit it. It would be interesting and support the sport. Well, it would be nice to see that. Again, I'll take these. I won't. You will. We will. Those one-loft birds we got in there, we have no problem flying against the Upper Canada one-loft race and the Niagara one. Whatever time they want to do it, we got no problems doing it. As we even said, we'll even supply the trailer if they don't have one. Combination Van Zoren says 2 times a day. Yes, feed them 2 times a day. Agreed. But remember, both times they feed a certain amount. Rosedale says, I don't think you can really beat an open loft racer. One of those that influenced me in Ontario, you should loft fly all year round. Well, loft all year round is good. You're going to be feeding some hawks. Here he is. He's back. Ian's back. I had to razzle dazzle him to get him back. Ricky O'Ryan never hurt my feelings. I'm pretty thick-skinned. Paying attention and learning. Good job. So I'm going to ask Ian. Ian, Michael Vanderyak says the score is 12-0 for him.
12.
Well,
Mike.
They've flown 6 weeks, 2 races a weekend.
Yeah.
The Mike is leading 12-0.
12-0.
But the first time I look out is Ian on the first race. Ian puts 9 ahead of Miguel Vanderyak.
Yeah.
And again, that's not knocking Mike. I only looked at the first one.
That's only one race.
That's only one. Well, you know what, Ricky? To hell with you. Let's look at the second race before we move on to the comments. North Bay. 681 birds, 35 lofts. Who's going to clock first? Is it Mike Vanderyak or is it the legendary Ian Sybil? Oh, first bird in the clock for this competition wasn't Ian in the race, but he was 36, 37, 38.
Mike beat him.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, right at the top here. Take a look. Oh.
It's not Mike.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So the second race, Ian wins. That's North Bay. So that's... And these are the A program. We're just looking at the A program. Let's look at Latchford. 764 birds. Latchford, we're looking. Oh, where's it gonna be? Oh, this was a doozy. This one. Am I blind? Oh, Ian gets it again. Ian does it in Latchford, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. If I'm wrong, someone will call me out on it. So we did Latchford. So right now that's 3-0. Let's go to Englehart. Englehart's always a fun race. Englehart. Ian Sybil again. That's 4 for Ian Sybil. Let's go to Matheson. Now, for sure, Mike likes Matheson. Matheson gets him fired up. Oh, Ian Sybil again. Beating Mike. Sorry about that, Mike. Hold on.
Stop. I just got a call.
Okay,
stop.
We haven't got the Latchford results. So the first 5 races. Now, there's supposed to be 10 that we've seen. We only did the A program. We've got to go to the B program because, hey, it could be tied. Mike could have beat him all in the B program. But so far, Ian Sybil is 5-0. Gregory McFarland, hey, guys, got my goodies. Oh, I got your goodies. Hey, we didn't get your birds this year. Madislavs, hey, how's it going? Best birds get exercise before I bring the team. I like Rosedale.
Good.
He is playing kinky this year. He's got him out to 200 miles. He is going to be throwing 7 different kinds of smoke. Again, all of Rosedale's birds are going to be named after liquor bottles.
I know we didn't, Ian hasn't brought his birds up, but I know I spoke with Ian 3 or 4 months ago or 5 months ago, and he said he had 95 youngsters ready to go. But I think what Ian's doing, he's picking out those birds to bring here.
Hold on.
And like he does every time he comes here, he's a top winner.
Ian Sybil says, shame on Michael. Well, okay. Ian, right now you got a perfect record. The first 5 races before this Latchford. But Mike Vanderjak's got you beat here at the Pioneer. Now, I know we're taking birds to the end of June. We're taking birds to the end of June. I got a feeling that Ian's going to come on the last week of June. Here we go. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying. Ian's got a thing.
Let's see. We're gonna go to the first B races.
Yeah.
Let's see the B races. The birds are cut in half. 364 birds from Gravenhurst, Ontario. Again, that's where we train from. Who is the winner from the first one? It's gonna be Ian Sybil again. So the first B race is won by Ian. Let's look at the second. Berks Falls. It's a great place to race from.
Mike, send me a message on my phone.
Berks Falls.
Cut this up.
Ian Sybil again. He's the first one.
Oh.
Let's go to North Bay. North Bay. We're looking again. It's the next race. Oh, congratulations, Mike Vanderjak gets it. So Mike's won. Mike's got one there. There's another North Bay. Let's check out another North Bay. Oh, 2 for Mike. Yeah, 2 for Mike.
2 for Mike.
I'm going to call it as I see him. Come on, Ian. And wait, June the 8th, we don't know what the last North Bay was. So it looks like right now, out of the 10 races, Ian has 8 out of 10. Ian Sybil says, I can't remember. You need to ask Mike. Okay, I don't know. Don't forget, I picked Ian. Mike, you didn't pick Ian. Nobody picked Ian. Ian picked Ian. Actually, I'm the one who picked Ian. Heard this last weekend was the NNRPA disaster for the. Wait, I heard that last weekend was a disaster for the NNRPA. I don't know, was it? ABC Lofts asked this question: can you fly young birds up to 300 miles feeding to pure mix? Well, you can fly them up to anything. You can fly them with I hate to say it, on bread if you want, but it's what you're going to get out. I mean, if you're going to the gym to lift weights and you're eating lettuce and you're eating carrots and celery and tomatoes, right? That's good, isn't it? It's healthy. You ain't going to gain no muscle. No. You got to have what they call, hey, here's an old question. Go listen to a Johnny Cash song, and it always sounds like a train's running. You got to stoke the damn fire to get the birds to work. You got to stoke it. You got to put coal in it. You got to give it the power to get her to go. So you can do it on depurative, but I don't think you're going to be very successful.
You might do it maybe at a short 100-mile race. You do it one time. That's it.
See?
And if those birds hit the headwind, you're going to be in trouble.
Okay, hold on. Tracy says maybe Mike Vanderjak was talking about another different 6 races. Now, again, it could be a different 6 races. But from what I can see here on paper, Ian has a commanding lead, 8-2. But in the Pioneer One-loft for this season, Mike Vanderjak has Ian beat.
But maybe Ian has a strategy. Ian and I we had a nice conversation on telephone 3 or 4 months ago. Ian said he had 95 youngsters
So was that
ready to go.
What do I don't care. No, if they ain't in my loft, what do I care about?
He's picking out the birds to come here.
He's picking them out?
Yeah. I'm just
Are
saying.
you sure?
And you got till the end of June. He's got a strategy. There's a strategy.
Rosedale, hold on, Rosedale. You haven't beat Mike yet either. Are we going to eat a talkie in here now? This stuff here, they make these talkies. These things are capital S-H-I-T.
Man, they're hot.
They're horrible. I don't know. The little tweens are eating them. Mike Vaniak says, I forgot about those North Bays. I am up 10-2. So Ian is up 10-2. So obviously Ian won the last two North Bays. In all fairness, Mike not being a good year for friendly competition. I don't know, friendly competition. I'm just looking at paper. So I don't know what you guys do at your clubhouse. I don't know if you guys are friends or if you guys talk to each other or whatnot. I don't really care. I'm just looking at the paperwork there. But you know what's great? Both guys haven't won a combine, but they're competing, and that's good. Rosedale Loft says, if the UNC
the thing is, you got to look at
what I'm reading in the comment. Could you let me read the comment before you comment? Okay.
Go ahead. I got to go out and,
if the UNC and the NNRPA came to an agreement, you would see competition like it was. Sure you would. But there's a whole bunch of fair weather flyers. They canceled races all this weekend. I don't understand. They got trailers with feeders. They got this. They got that. All the guys running the weather networks and that, the Liberators. You guys are all afraid to lose pigeons. If you fly the pigeons week in and week out, you find the breaks, you're going to get a lot tougher pigeons and you get better pigeons. But we're not interested in that. We're interested in fast day blow home races pretty much. In another 5 years, they won't let birds out in headwinds. That's my opinion. Mike Vanderyak says he's beloved by all. When Ricky comes in, we're going to bring in a bird to show you. I'm going to let Ricky pick. It could be a for sale bird. We've got 70 for sale birds for this year, so a lot of people are going to be able to participate. Again, I don't know if you guys are interested. Should we fire back up Pigeon Bingo? I haven't heard if you guys are interested or not. Let me know. Again, guys, this show works best when you guys are participating, and we are getting some participation. I do have a question for Rosedale. The birds you're bringing, how far have you got them trained out to? Because this is going to be very interesting. I am very interested to hear this, guys, and you're going to see how Rosedale's going to do it. We'll see how he fares out. I am just closing windows on here. And I don't know what Ricky's doing. Again, I thought he was going to bring in a bird, and he's went outside to do something. Maybe he's bringing one in. Anyways, what was I going to show? Oh, we did this week. We did the loft tour. Was it this week? We did the loft tour at my Italian friend Luca Campanelli. If you guys seen the loft video, the loft tour of his birds, what we put together with his loft, he's a hell of a good loft in Italy. Again, the Italian competition is a little different than maybe the Belgian or the Dutch or the German, but still they've got competition there. A few thousand birds per week. What a great loft tour that was. A very different system, small loft, super good results. A lot of good Olympic pigeons. How good does Bill Weema fly? That's a good question. I I think for where he's located, I think he does all right. I don't think he's going to be up at the top again. When he flies in the up north combine, it depends more on the wind. I think in the NNRPA he does well. You have to look at the results. He does train very, very hard. He's a hard trainer. Ships to the limit most of the time. He's done well in some one-loft races, which is good. Yeah, he's in the top percentage in this area. I would believe. I've been craving poutine ever since Ryan ate 3 meals a day of a week. Mike, I don't know what you're. I'm not sure what Mike's talking about. Poutine, yeah. When I was in Quebec, I had some poutine. Sure, I did. Rosedale Loft says we got some comments here. I was going to ask you, could you bring in a bird from in the basket? Pick whatever you want.
No problem.
Rosedale says the only thing that brought me back to racing was you sitting in Quebec for a week. Yeah, I sat in Quebec for a week, and I remember Bill Weema didn't like it. He thought that was ridiculous to have the bird sit there. I remember I heard about that through the grapevine or something. That's why he didn't come back, which was sad. But I'm just when you bring that up, I remember that was the last season Bill participated here. But hey, that's okay.
He's a professional.
I don't.
He's only had pigeons 10 years or 12 years.
10 years, yeah. No, maybe 15 years. Okay, Will says, how do you mean birds for sale? How much are they going to be? Well, we haven't put them up yet. We wanted to make sure everybody was out in loft line, and you're going to see some of them. I'm going to bring some birds up tonight, and I'll tell you if they are. Weema is flying east in Old Birds this year. Top flyer, okay, he's flying east. Rosedale, you have to give credit where it is due. Job done. Yes, I did do the job in Quebec, and I raced exactly how I said we were going to race. We will ship the birds on Thursday. We will race on Saturday. If the weather is not good on Saturday, we will hold the birds until the weather is fair. I held birds 5 days. The birds were fed. The birds were watered. We did YouTube and Facebook shows on all of it, so you could see the birds eating and drinking. And how did the birds fly after being 5 days in baskets? They flew the sky out. It was a great race. Birds came great. Here we go. I flew against Bill Weema in the Guelph Club in the 80s. Yeah, I remember he was in the 80s. Then he got out. Then he got back in. I didn't know Bill in the 80s because I was born in 82. I asked Ricky to get us a bird, and we will see if this one is a for sale bird or for not. It might be, and I will let you know. We got to figure out what a price point is. Because we want to sell all 70 of these birds. We might start them just at $100 a piece. Holy jumping. A for sale bird. Isn't that nice?
Nice bird.
And again, guys, you've seen that video this morning of those pigeons going out. Yes, it is for sale. It's got the green marker on. Green means money. And this is an IF pigeon, 291.
It's a hen.
Blue checker hen.
Yeah.
I just want to move my drink. And I will stand up here. Oh, they're not used to being handled, but that's okay. Yeah. Here we go. On its first flight. There you see. First flight. First flight. There you go. You see the back. Very nice. Nice and clean underneath.
Ate well tonight.
Yeah, nice. Nice, rich, dark eye on this pigeon. And again, this is a pigeon, guys, that you are going to be able to own.
Just a little snap on the wing there.
Whatever we start the birds off at, maybe it'll be $100. There's no pedigrees with them. You get to buy them. You get to own them. You get to keep them. They're yours. Whose birds are they? Should we tell them whose they are? What do you think? They're not ours. I don't know. They're pigeons available.
Yeah.
They're pigeons available. 100%. Because you know what? I don't want the people bothering the guy for pedigrees.
No. 100%.
Because you know what? If they're from $2,000 pairs of pigeons, yeah. I don't want the guy calling them. So I'm not gonna give out who they are until the end. At the end. 100%. We're gonna say who they are at the end because I don't want the guy being bothered all summer long, and that's what people are gonna do. Okay. And people are gonna say, well, can I buy the pigeon and just bring it home because who it's from? No.
It has to finish.
It has to finish. Has to finish.
Okay, so
that was the first one.
We're gonna want Ricky to bring more. Or?
Yeah, bring out another one, sure. Maybe we'll get another for sale bird again. We're gonna look, but again, you guys can purchase them. You can make up a team. There's going to be about 70 here, so you're going to have a nice group to pick from. A lot of blues and checkers for you guys that are into blues and checkers. We got them here. Some nice tick eyes. I think the odd red one. So they are bred by one flyer. 1, 2, 3 flyers. I'm not going to say. Oh, this is another 10.
Yeah,
that looks like a 10.
Yeah, this bird is
a one-lofter.
Yeah,
that's a one-lofter. That's somebody's bird.
Nice pack of feed.
Yeah.
Very nice. Another hen, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't even have to look at it. My fingers, I know my fingers.
That's another nice pigeon. I don't know who this one is, but NNRPA, this could be either...
Oh, that could be Mike's.
Mike Vandriax, or this could be Mike Sheridan's. This is 40100.
It's gotta be Mike's.
There you go. Nice looking.
Very nice. Feeding today.
Little deep. Again, this one's been out since it's got here. What has it got? 2, 4, 6 flights to go.
Yeah.
6 on that wing. Let's see how it is on this wing.
We didn't look at the paperwork, but I think that's one of Mike's.
6 and 6.
Very nice.
I never like to use a word like packed.
No,
they could get all screwed up.
Yeah,
just say they had a good dinner.
They had a nice. Oh.
I'm gonna have another beverage. We're gonna bring in another bird. Maybe we'll get a for sale bird.
Ryan, please don't use me.
Please, please don't use me.
Ryan.
That's what we like. I'm not sure what I think of this bubbly. Ooh. We're going to get another bird for you guys. Again, if you have questions, please post them in. The crowd's gotten quiet. I don't know if we're still on.
Holy jumping. This is a cockbird.
Let me see it.
He's not up. He's got black feet. I like that. This has got to be Mike's. I don't know. That's a strong friggin' pigeon. It's a cockbird.
We don't know who this one is. This is 17084. Boy, this is a big pigeon.
He's strong. Strong like a horse. That's a cock. 100%.
There's another one. See molting the feathers there on the shoulders.
Where's he on the wing? Oh, he's way up there.
He's going to have a white flight. Look at that, eh? See the little white?
Oh, yes, I
He's
see
going
it,
to make that in now to a white flight.
Thank you for showing me.
You're very welcome. Yeah, same on each wing.
He's already up on the 4th flight.
On the 4th flight. Again, a little short in the back. A little bit of a...
Yeah. But he's strong.
He's a strong
very
pigeon.
Strong bird.
Very strong.
Cockbird. Real strong. Look at the pigment on his feather.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Quite nice. And there you see he's going to have a white flight coming in. Same on both wings. There you have it. I'm not sure if we're still on or what, but find us another one, Ricky. Oh.
They're all about the same, eh? About
they should be.
Half-packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the mold.
They're all about the same. They're all kept the same. They eat the same. They all feel the same. They got the same amounts of muscle feel. Yeah. The same looseness of feather, pretty much.
But they all are, what should I say, right now? Homing birds.
They're homing birds.
Yeah.
Ricky's going to bring in another one. Okay. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, guys. Yes, you were still on. All right. Again, we're going to have 70 birds for sale for you guys to activate. Black feet. Read an article based on birds like that. How do you buy them? Well, we're going to put them up for sale, and you're going to be able to purchase them. We're going to have them, I guess, put up on our website. Or should we just do a show? I don't know. We might put up, I don't know if we're going to put all 70 up at once or if we're going to put up 10 a week for 7 weeks. I don't know. You just couldn't have brought a bird in while we did it? And then that way I can have a bird?
Talk to people.
It just makes it easier because I've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. The thing I don't understand is I ask you to do something one way and you screw it up. Now you're feeding cats. Come on, man. 410 is single shot, bred by Mike V. And owned and entered by Mike Sheridan. Well, there you go, Mike Sheridan, 1 for 1.
Was that Mike's?
So do you have to buy? Well, you're going to have to, I think we're just going to do them. We're just going to sell them and you can activate them. I think that'll be fine. So we'll just maybe start them off at $100 and you can go from there. Again, we want to get these birds out there so you guys have bullets in your gun so you can play from wherever and you can have a little bit of fun. Again, I got to really thank the breeders that donated those birds. And I will at the end of the season. And hopefully, one of them makes somebody a winner. What do you guys think an opening bid would be? Do you want them to be flash buys or bids? Again, it'll be no pedigrees. It will just be pigeons. But I'm thinking around $100 or $125 a bird. Oh boy, we got another for sale bird.
Yeah. You want to feel the muscle on this thing.
You want to know what the great part was? The guy that gave the birds, you want to know what? He gave the whole team. And that's what was incredible.
This is silk feather. Man.
Here's another one. There's another one.
What do you think? I think it's a cock.
No, it's a hen.
You think so?
Yeah. It's a hen. There's another one. Look at this one. Look how old it is. It hasn't even dropped the flight.
No.
Nope, it's on its first. It's gonna drop its first. This went through it was darkened. This was a January youngster. Again, out, loft line.
Nice bird. You can feel it.
Yeah, very, very nice.
You can feel very nice.
Strong vents. Back's open a little bit, but nice. Single shot, great name. Yeah, I think we named that one. How much is the activation fee? Our race is $250 for activation. And again, you don't activate until the birds make it to the activation.
This bird buoyancy, and you feel a feather. Whoa.
It's all about having fun, Mike, says Rosedale, and I believe it is. It's all about having fun. And I think we've got 70, no, I think we've got about 75 or 80 birds in the one loft.
Right.
Plus we got another 70. That puts us up to 140. Mm-hmm. We still got Ian coming with a team.
Yeah.
We still got Rosedale coming with a team. We still got Lance coming with a team. We're going to be right around 100 pigeons. I got to go to the States to pick up some birds tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. We got the fellows from London.
I don't think London's going to come.
No.
I don't know. Unless we drive out to London. I just don't. What a nice bird, I don't feel like driving to London. I don't feel like driving at all. I drove everywhere, man. The London boys are watching. What are you guys waiting for? Come on, let's go. We're going to bring in another bird for you. Whew. But it's a good show tonight. You guys are a little quiet. Now you're quieting off. I guess because you want to see birds. Let's see what Ricky brings in next. Again, I'm going to get these birds in the next, I don't know, week or so. I'm going to see if I can start to get birds chipped up maybe. Uh-oh.
All I'd like to say is, holy doo-doo, folks. This bird here, this is a real nice friggin' pigeon.
I never liked checker pies like this.
This is,
Marks.
Is it Marks?
I don't know. Can I see it so I can show the people on the camera?
Wow. You can feel a fight in this bird.
Wow. Jesus, old. Looks like a yearling.
Oh, shit.
Banded on the wrong leg.
Mm-hmm.
This is 11522.
What do you think about the feather line?
Well, the feather's a 10.
Very silky.
Muscle's real nice.
Yeah.
It's a little short.
Yeah.
Holy jumping.
Oh.
Look at that.
Whoa. That's already on the 7th flight.
Only 3 flights to go.
Wow.
On both wings, so hey.
Yeah.
Bird's never had a problem.
It's a cock bird.
This is not a cock.
Yeah, it is. I think.
You think?
Yeah, 100%. That is, the feather is just, you want to go out, Al? Hey, come on. Good boy. Come on.
The feather is a 10.
Yeah.
It's super soft. The forearm is a little loose. This is a medium tight forearm, not super tight.
Well,
the other thing I find in the forearms with the pigeons, mm-hmm. when you feel it in between, mm-hmm. here, mm-hmm. you want to feel something that's like about as thick as your finger.
I know.
Good strong muscle.
Yeah.
Not the thickest forearm, very thin.
The bird hasn't really worked that much. Just loft line. That's it.
But there you see it.
Nice pigeon. That's a cock. I'm sure.
Come on, Ricky. Show us a hen. Mike Parrish wants you to bring in another bird.
Notice you all have the same amount of feed.
Same amount of feed.
Quarter crop.
And you know what that also tells me? They're all the same health. Because everyone's eating the same.
Yeah.
The loft is in the same sink.
Yeah.
Same sink. Question. Anyways, anyone can tell me whose bird that was. I have no clue. 11522.
We don't have the book here, right?
The book's over there.
On the wrong leg.
On the wrong leg. Boy, it almost, to me, I almost have a feeling.
I think this is Mark Carnwell.
A stray?
No.
No way? Oh, I don't know. I wasn't here when the birds were dropped off, but.
Not here.
Uh-oh. Our book. Oh, let's look in the book, guys. And Ricky will bring in another bird. No, that can't be Mark Carnwell's.
No.
We said it's 11.
522.
I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's a stray.
No way.
100% it's a stray. But hey, she's ours now. That'll be up for sale. It's a stray.
There's no way.
I'm telling you, nobody brought birds that are 1-1.
522.
1-1. Mike, look this up. Make yourself useful. 1-1. 522. You want me to tell you something? And the guy who banned it's not a pigeon man. That's a hen all day long. I think it's a hen. What makes you say it's a cock?
It's cock.
No way.
100%.
100%? Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hey, if that's someone's bird, it's in our loft now. It's for sale. So if you want it, you got it.
What a nice bird.
It's not bad. Is it my favorite? No. But what I do like about it is
she snaps.
She's only got 3 flights to go, or he, and it flies like the wind.
Oh no, we got caught with a stray in our one-loft.
It's not. We don't. I don't call that a stray. I call that we're rehoming a pigeon.
They're only homing pigeons, Ryan.
That's what 99% of them are. It's homing. Not all of them race. Same like racehorses, eh? Very small percent that actually like to race. The rest are just going through the motions. Samson Loft, Henry Ratter. That's Henry's, Ricky?
Well, it should be on Henry's sheet.
Well, let me look.
My friend.
I'm going to look.
This thing's been a loft line.
Your bloody logbook.
Okay, just don't rip the pages, man.
I'm looking.
Okay. Take it easy.
You're giving me shit.
Do you want me to look?
No, I don't need you to look. Okay, go grab another one while I look.
Check it out.
Oh my God.
You're already past it.
How can I be past it?
Let me look.
Well, Mike Vanderyak says it's Henry Ratter, so it's Henry's.
Could be.
Maybe.
Let's check.
Maybe Henry's wasn't in this book.
I want to verify it, man.
You want to verify it?
Check it. Go easy, man. Take it easy.
Henry Ratter.
What's the number?
I don't see it here. Henry Ratter, 235, 233. Oh, yeah, 11524? 11522.
Yeah.
He calls it Oreo.
Yeah.
We can still sell it. It's for
No. So.
Hey, fun fact. You know Jeffrey came back?
Yeah.
His brother came back. Jeffrey's brother's back. Both of them are back. That'll be for next year.
2 years ago.
Next year's show. Grab another bird.
Okay, wait. Thanks for Mike.
Mike did it again.
Mike checked that again.
Hey, good, Mike might not be able to race pigeons.
This is a nice pigeon.
But he can find information out.
This is a
well, hold on a second.
Loft line, man.
How many weeks ago did Henry bring his pigeon? 2 weeks ago?
Maybe 2 weeks.
I was in the hospital.
Maximum.
I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
What flight's the bird on? It's got 3 flights to go.
Holy jumping.
So that bird's on its seventh.
Seventh. 8, 9,
so to the guy in the U.S., there.
This bird here from Henry. Henry knows the bird. Henry, you see it?
How many days would it take you to break that one? Honestly.
1 day.
Broken 1 day.
Yeah, we got a bird from Franco. I got it from him last Thursday. Friday?
Yeah, it's broke. Broke it within a day. Hey, Ryan and Ricky, the late show, but I'm here. Nelson's Pigeon Loft. Nelson, where are you watching from? The only Nelson I know is Jason Nelson. I haven't heard from Jason in a while. Hopefully Jason's doing good all the way up in the northern part of Canada. Here we go. Ricky's going to bring in another one or two more, and we'll take a look. From the Philippines, how's it going from the Philippines? This year we took a different approach on breaking.
Sorry, I got the only birds I have. Tracy's.
No, I brought 5 birds in. How many birds did you bring in?
They're done.
Oh, they're done? Okay, so there's no more birds for tonight. We don't need any more birds. Next week we'll have a few more birds to show. But
we had fun.
We had fun. We had fun. Shit, we found a bird I didn't even know that was Henry's. Here I am thinking, Henry, you're banding on the wrong leg, Henry. I don't know why.
Could have been confused. Something happened. Who knows?
At least he banded it the right way. So, that was our show. I don't know if we want to continue. I don't know if there's much more to say. But you guys got till the end of this month. So what's today? Today's the 10th. You got about another, what is it?
Couple of weeks.
2.5 weeks to go. And I guess once all the birds are in, then we're going to put these other ones for sale, these 70. I don't know what the price should be, if we should start them at 100 or 125. I'm from Ohio. Okay, you're from Ohio. That's good. You fly against David Tracy, I take it. David's been flying real good with his old pigeons, and he's got all of his new pigeons ready for young birds. He had a video, but I didn't put it on this week. I'll put it on for next week, playing with a Van He hen. What else was I going to say? Don't really have too much else. Again. Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted to show. Oops. Wrong thing. Again, I think we just hit over 11,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that's pretty good. And again, for the people who have sent birds, thank you very much. They are doing really good. This has been a total different year of settling. Overall, though, I think they've settled the best I've seen them settle. And again, what works sometimes this year might not work next year, but you're always learning. That's the fun thing. Again, you've seen the birds this morning, how they went out for their fly. All those birds that you've seen, that you were just looking at, Henry's birds, everything you see here, there is absolutely no aviary on the board. Pigeons get placed into the loft and the window gets opened. They go at their own pace. Now, for most of you that say that we're wrong and you shouldn't do that, and it's okay. That's why this race isn't for you. We've done settling aviaries. We've done them all. Everything works to a percentage, and this way works the same way. But one thing I will say, Richard started the same way with the first birds that were entered. The Mark Carnwell birds, they were in the loft for a day. The chute was open. Didn't bother them. Every bird that's come in past that, you've done the same way, correct?
Yeah.
That means you're being fair.
Yeah. The birds, they're in, and the chute's open, and they're relaxed.
Well,
and they have to find their way out. And at first, they don't. They're nervous. They don't even look at that. The chute's like,
I will say, when you put them in the loft for the first day and you have the chute open, they don't go out the chute. Now, if you have pigeons in the loft with a settling aviary for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, when you open that chute in the morning, they want to go out and sit in the sun. Boom, 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 boom. I think this way that you do it of settling, this is another way. The birds go out at their own pace. They're not spooked. They're not excited to go out. They're slower in the mind.
The other thing,
and I think is better. Mike Parrish asked this question. Mike Parrish has a question for you.
Okay, I'm going to finish after.
Okay, Mike Parrish says, "How do you break in one day, or is it just luck if they stay or they don't?"
No, well, I've brought in. First of all, I started off this year with droppers. Before even any birds came in, I had the droppers, satnets, Volgas, fantails, powders. And, you're going to believe me. If you don't, I can show you. And I had my droppers going out free. Open hole, out free. So, excuse me. When the birds came in for the one-loft, and I believe Mark Cornwall, he brought his birds in April, right in the middle of April. And my droppers were going out steady. My powders out steady. I just took the birds that came in. I'm going to say Mark Cornwall's birds, they're first. I just put them in the loft at nightfall. Okay. And next morning, I just opened the chute, and my droppers were going out like normal. And the birds in the loft, they watch the droppers going out, coming down, going in, whatever, and they learn to feel confidence. And that's how.
And the other thing is, they're not excited to go out into the aviary because they don't know it's an aviary's even there.
No, so they watch those droppers, and I've had guys come over and they say, "Oh, look at that! That's a Volga. Look at that! A Satinet. Oh, look at that! That's a fantail. Look at that! That's a powder. Oh, looks like you don't know what you're doing." What I'm saying is, it gives confidence to the birds and the chute. Again, it's not an open window thing. It's the chute like our regular drop chute.
They have to actually think to go out.
They gotta think. They gotta go
step by step.
They gotta land on the board to go out. I have another board up, like the window when I shut it. That board. So if they land on that board and they look out the, what do you call it? The
window.
The window, which is the wire, 1/2 by 1/2 inch. They look out.
Good.
They see the powders coming in. They see the shit coming, and I have had 100% success.
They broke good.
100% success. This year it's been amazing. I just thought.
Okay, so let me get to the comments. Yeah. That was a lot. Steve Collins says a lot of us do the same thing here with our fly in their trap system. They do it at their own pace. And I'm going to say, if you put aviaries on and you get the birds in and you teach them where the aviary is, within the first day or so, they go out into the aviary. The second day, they go to the aviary quicker. By the third day, they go to the aviary quick. If you have the birds locked up for, let's say, 4 to 5 weeks, in the morning, when you open up the chute, they run out to the aviary and they run in it.
They don't think.
They're not slowed down.
Yeah.
Then you take the cage off, and you know what you get? Fireworks. But when you let them out right at the beginning here, sure, they could be on their 7th flight. They have I think there's a bit slower in the mind. There's something in the mind that's slower.
The energy.
Jeffrey's back.
The other thing too is I like to have them going out. If it's raining, it's a bonus. I never scare them out. I never tell them get out. No.
Okay, but
Mark Cornwall.
But
when he came,
we're not talking about Mark Cornwall. We're talking about you brought Franco Brasiglia's bird in. It wasn't raining. You just did the same shit. Open the chute up, say get out, or not get out. You go out when you want to go out. I looked there today. You picked the bird up last Thursday. You put it in the loft Thursday night. Friday morning the chute was open. Okay, I looked there today. And because you named it a certain name, you put a little white ring on it because it was a cute name.
It had a pink
and white ring. Yeah. It was a pink and white ring. And I looked and I said, "Oh, he's here."
Yeah.
And I seen him out on the board.
And that's a hen. She was very skittish.
Have you lost any birds? Mike Parrish was asking. I mean, take a look, guys, at the video. There's shit. There's got to be 140 birds there.
Yeah, it was lost.
We had a couple hawk attacks, but nothing. Nothing.
If you don't mind me saying, I'm going to talk about Mark Carnwell. When he first brought his birds, he had a checker on its fourth flight. I did the same thing. Put them out.
Yeah, you already told the story. Let's go.
I thought, this checker, fourth flight. I'm thinking, okay. He went out the next day or second day. The bird was gone. When I went, I said, "Oh, that checker's gone." It was gone. Right? It was gone for 2 days. It's on its fourth flight.
It's back.
Bang.
It's
It
here.
came back. I could not believe it.
Unbelievable.
The bird was never, and I think Mark had it at home in a fly pen. Like they had a fly pen.
They all have them in fly pens.
I'm thinking, oh shit, that bird's gone. The darn thing came back. I cannot. After it was a couple days, it went out. It came back. I'm just going like, wow.
Well, like I said there, I was in Italy. The guy had his birds out loft flying, and we were selecting birds to go to the one-loft race for Pattaya.
Yeah.
They were out loft flying, half hour, 20 minutes. I'd pick them. Like, oh yeah, no problem. So I do the same thing every year. Again, I think the pigeons, somewhere in the brain, they have to break naturally. If a pigeon doesn't break naturally, no matter what the system is, if you have the big aviaries like the Chavez or the black gold race, or you have no aviary like here, at the end of the day, you will not win unless you're smart enough to break. No matter which way you cut the cake, you still have to break. You take a look there last year, Mike Green's bird, it came in, it had to break. Ian's bird had to break. All these winning birds, it came from other places, they had to break, whatever the system was. The first step to winning any of these races, one of the big steps is breaking. If you don't break, you don't win. Now, am I telling all you people to go and do it this way? No. You have to find your own way. Because you know what? I can tell you to open the chute and let them be natural, and you'll do it, and you'll lose them all off the roof. Because why? I don't know. They go on the grass and you scare them up. They don't go out, you scare them out. Uh, your kids run through them, a drone goes over. I don't know. You do it all at your own pace. You can learn from us. You can learn from other people, but you still got to learn your own way.
If I can say,
what?
We are like you say, we have a net of greenery, trees around us, and I've heard people say, "Oh man, those pigeons are." I mean, this year
every year's different.
I don't, and when they go out, I don't scare them up. I don't flag them. Nothing. They go on their own. That's it.
Well, that's a good system.
Right.
That's a good system.
And I see they're flying in little packs. They go out 25, maybe 25 one way, next thing 25 the next way. They come back, they land, I watch them. Next thing I see, a different group going out. So I'm not, I find that birds don't like to fly in packs more than 25 or 30.
I found it.
If you have 150 birds, they don't want to fly together in that group.
I find it funny.
Unless you scare them or whip them. And when you whip them, what you do is you play with their brain. It's not a natural.
What I like is you're doing it this way, your way.
Right.
I'm fine with it. I like how people, you've had messages, people say that you're on the right track. And what do they say about me? What's the saying? I don't know what I'm doing. And I gotta laugh at that because I find that interesting because me and him fly very the same but different in certain things. But as long as you guys are happy, that's all I care about. Uh, he's the best one.
Totally. At this point, I don't care if they fly or not. I just get out there, fly up on the roof, do your shit, okay? And they respond very well to me.
Well, that's good.
When it's time to come in,
Well, they don't really
they
have to start
respond.
flying good until about the middle of August. August, they got to fly. They got to start to do some work.
I have a place in my yard. I call it the Barley Cafe. So if they are a bit hungry, all I have in the yard is barley.
That's
That's
beautiful.
it. So they can eat barley all they want. But at nighttime, 5 o'clock, 5:30, when I call them in, they come.
Well, there you go.
They look for me, right?
They do, and you guys have seen the trapping already. You've seen the trapping. I think we did a trapping video on Sunday, where the birds. Was it Sunday?
I think Sunday.
No.
Yeah, I think it was Sunday.
Was it Sunday?
But today's Monday.
Yeah, it was Sunday.
Yesterday or
Yesterday.
Saturday?
Or was it Friday? Friday or Sunday, it didn't matter. Birds trapped real good. And again, guys, all different ways to do it. You have to find the way that works for you. Does single tossing work? Single tossing doesn't, I don't find single tossing builds any speed, but single toss makes them think because they don't think in a group, they think by themselves. So, sure, you're not going to go wrong with single tossing. Do you have to train every day single tossing? No. Can you teach them a few times single tossing? Yes. And again, single tossing from 5 miles is not the same from single tossing from 50 miles or 70 miles. Just remember that. I don't understand why we have to eat on the show. Can you not wait till the end? I mean, I don't feel like hearing you crunch. Like, you could wait.
I think single tossing, I think it's good. It throws that kink into them, right?
Well, sure. Single tossing, small group tossing. If you have 50 birds, you break them down to 25, you're getting 2 liters. You break them down to groups of 10, you're getting 5 liters. And the single tossing, they're never going to fly as fast as a group, normally. But the bird's going to have to think for himself, look in that map book, have confidence, build the confidence within him. So is single tossing good?
Well, I think it's good.
I think for a percentage of training, it's good. And I don't think you got to do it every day, but a little bit of it is good. And if you're going to ask me, well, how far would I start single tossing? Once you get the birds trained out to 40 or 50 miles or 20 miles, 30 miles, you want to throw some single tossing a little bit in. You should be able to toss them.
I go 20 miles.
Yeah, 20 miles, 15, 20 miles. If you do single tossing, 1 or 2 times, you want to then take them out to 50 miles, go ahead. Now, people will say, I let them out a minute apart and they come a minute apart. That's
bullshit.
That's bullshit. And Mike will say that it works. Mike Vaniak will claim it and praise it. Ask, you know what? Ask Steven from Australia. He was letting birds out in groups, 4 or 5 groups. He was letting them out 5 minutes apart, and groups got together.
Just hold on.
When you single toss, pigeons,
Mike Vanderyak said it at 1 minute apart. Now, Mike, if you got your birds at 1 minute apart, single tossing, okay? And it works for you. You should be winning every race. Bang, 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 bang. So, I'm saying, what you're saying, I don't believe
if
that.
you do the study and take them, I don't give a SHIT. You go 10 miles away. You let out the first bird. Boom. Watch them. When the alarm clock goes for 60 seconds, let out another one. When the alarm clock goes 60 seconds, another one. You will sit there with your clock on, and you will see about 16 pigeons come together.
No. But,
and okay, what didn't you teach them?
Well, what you're teaching them is, if that happens, they're waiting for other birds.
Now,
wait. Those birds 1 minute apart, and you're putting them out, they gotta be super hungry. Super.
But can I? I'm gonna interrupt you.
Yeah, so
the first time you single toss them, think about this, folks. You've let them out from a group. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if it's 6-bird group, 10-bird group, 50-bird group. Mm-hmm. The first time you let it out by itself, he automatically goes.
He waits.
What in the world's this? What is this?
Where's my group?
So, if you wait 1 minute, you wait 2 minutes, you wait 5 minutes, and you let another one out, they will wait, and they will wait, and they will wait. Now, you used to single toss, and you had very good results in the 80s, whatever it was. You worked north of us, our house, between 40 miles and 80 miles. You worked north in a truck that you drove around up there.
Yeah. I used to have...
Can I just tell a story to get it over with?
Okay, go.
You take the pigeons to work with you, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, you start letting them out one at a time. And your truck was constantly driving, so you would let out a bird every 10 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes, from a different location.
Not even, 5,
Yeah. You drive 5 minutes, let one out the window. You trained 50, 60 pigeons.
I used to shoot them out the window.
Right, shoot them out the window while the truck was going.
Yeah, 80 kilometers an hour.
80 kilometers an hour, okay.
Shoot them up.
You took 60, 70 pigeons. You started at 6 in the morning. What time were you letting your last pigeon out at?
Around 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
In the afternoon.
So the pigeons were riding all day around.
I had in my cab, a lot of times, 50 birds in the cab in my truck. Mm-hmm. 50 birds. And I used to just reach over, grab, the window open, out. I was driving 50 mile an hour, whatever you call it. Yep. Out they go. It took me from that 6 o'clock in the morning till about 3 in the afternoon to let the last bird out. And
you get lots of birds on a drop. Results were real good. Now, I'm going to say something. If you want to single toss your pigeons to teach them to do it faster, to get them closer apart, I recommend you go to your 2-mile mark. You have your wife, your significant other, your boyfriend at your loft, and you sit with a basket and you let one out. And make sure you have a full charge on your phone. And when he sees the first one come, you let the next one.
Yeah, or I would take the birds and I would pick a square. Like, let's say you're going 10 miles away.
Why would you want to drive in a square?
Hold on, my friend. And I'd pick a square up. Like, let's say this. I'm here at 10 miles. Let my first bird out. Then I would drive up to 5 miles.
Or 3 miles.
Oh, 5 miles.
Okay.
I don't care. I let my next bird out. By the time I go from here to 5 miles, I let my next bird out. Then I would go across to this, and I let my next bird out. the time it takes you to drive next bird. Then I would go back
So
5 miles.
So if you had 50 birds, you put about 3 tanks of fuel in your car. Well, basically, what you can do the square, or you just take your big ass,
or wait,
and you just sit down and put the watch on and wait.
Yeah, but the only problem there is,
why would you
if you
drive?
don't mind me saying,
why?
Is some pigeons get smart. So if you liberate
I understand that.
And this pigeon here
But
starts
what did I
doing
tell
this.
you?
Hold on.
Sakes.
He starts, the first pigeon starts doing this.
Mm-hmm.
He starts to think, oh, this guy's going to wait 3 minutes, 4 minutes. This guy waits.
That's because you're training them to wait. Don't take them a mile away and single toss them. When the bird comes home, next one. When the bird comes home, next one. Do it 2 or 3 times, and then take them out to 5 miles. They already start to know the system. You're going to be able to let them out closer.
Mike Vanderyak, he knows. Ask him.
Mike Vanderyak says something that can't be done. You don't go the first time, let them out a minute apart, and they come a minute apart. They don't do that after 4 times. They won't do it.
I don't believe how Mike can do that.
They won't do it.
Ask Ian.
They won't do it.
I don't think they'll do it.
They won't do it. And I'm not knocking Mike. I'm just saying they will not do it like that. It sounds nice. It sounds beautiful.
When does Mike start that?
Well, I said to him, I'll go with him to the spot where he wants to do it. And every bird that comes a minute apart, I pay him $100 a bird because it will not happen. But it's okay.
Ask Ian. He's the only guy on the show that'll talk. Ask him.
Now, Rosedale says, could be storms during the day, Ricky. Well,
could be what? Storms?
Rosedale, when he trained birds in the truck, when he got up in the morning and basketed them and drove them to work, what was your saying? They go every day. Did you let them out in storms?
Yeah, just boom.
Out the window.
Out the window. I went at 80 kilometers. Out the window. That's it. Took them out the window. That's it.
Whatever the weather was, that's what you were doing. If there was fog, what did you do?
Out the window.
That's right.
That's it. I let birds go.
Again,
I let teams of birds go in heavy fog. Because I was going, and I had to let them go.
Rosedale says single toss first time. No, you trained them up as a group, and then you started single tossing.
Yeah.
You got them trained up as a group, and then you take them.
I know a guy. His name was.
Why do we got to mention his name? Why don't you just say you knew a guy?
Okay.
Do you want another talkie?
Yeah, a little bit hot, but believe it. He used to take his birds 30, 40 miles away.
Right.
Excuse me. He had to go to work. Had to be at work at 6:30 in the morning.
Ron Jetski.
Yeah, Ron Jetski. He won. Unbelievable. He took him 40 miles away. Had to be at work at 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
He took the birds 40 miles away. He had to drive back to work.
Okay,
get
to work. Get to the point.
Get to work.
Get to the point.
He let them go in the dark. And where he was letting them go, there was light and there was like a supercenter store. The birds would come out of the basket, fly up onto the roof because it was dark. And then once it got daylight, I guess they, boom, took off home. And this man here...
he did very well that year. He did very well.
He was just killing people.
Well, that's a really nice story, and I like it too.
Not a story. That's the truth.
I know. Would I do it? Probably not. But you guys see? But that's what we're saying.
He told me, I said, Ron, how the heck? He said, I let the birds out of the basket in the parking lot where the supercenter store. The birds would fly in the dark up onto the roof of the store. And away they went.
Rosedale says he believes single toss first time. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. You want to do it single toss if the birds are loft flying around your loft very well. They're rambling and they're ranging. You want to take them and you want to single toss them. By all means, go ahead. All you're doing is eliminating the birds that can't handle the pressure. That's what you're eliminating. That's it. You're finding the ones that handle it. It's the same thing like saying, I'm going to take pigeons that are loft flying good. In the first toss, I'm going to crack them to 40 or 50 or 60 miles. You're only eliminating the birds that can't handle it. Do I disagree with Rosedale? No. Do I agree with Rosedale? Sure. If you're real hardcore and you want to go from X amount of pigeons down to X amount of pigeons, yes. Now, again, single tossing from a few miles, I'm not worried about. I wouldn't be worried. Single tossing them from, I think, anything over 15, 20 miles, you're going to drop some pigeons. You will. You drop the pigeons that can't handle it. Then there's pigeons that handle it and never take a backward step. So you can first toss them, single toss them, do what you want. But reminder, make sure the birds are loft flying good, they're rambling good, and go for it. Have some fun with it. The only way you learn is by doing it. Onto the piss. What are you doing?
No, I agree 100%.
You needed that. You needed to make that much. Anyways, you better be up at 6 tomorrow.
The thing is,
We gotta go.
remember,
I'm tired. We gotta bring those birds in
always,
still.
yeah. Remember,
Don't remind
if you
me.
raise 40 youngsters, 30,
You only
there's
got
only 2 or 3
worth anything.
that's worth. The rest are
And by the way,
100% garbage. If you do it right,
well,
they're garbage.
no, 5 kilometers is nothing. Should be nothing.
5 kilometers?
Yeah, should be nothing.
Got it.
That's not. We're saying single tossing. It's good. You can do it. Again, you don't build real speed with it, but you do build self confidence. You do make them learn, and guess what? You will. Yes, you will. You will lose some pigeons.
Always remember,
I'm done.
when you take a look at your birds.
Do you want more to drink? Why don't you just drink it off the bottle?
Your youngsters.
What?
Remember.
What?
They're all garbage till the end.
They're all garbage. I agree. They all are.
They're all garbage. Doesn't matter. They're garbage till the end. Right? I hate to say it, but you think, oh yeah. Doesn't matter what you breed of, until the end, they're garbage. Put their numbers down on a paper when you start. Close the book. See the book? Close it. At the end of the year, then you open the book and see what's left.
But most guys that do the training, what happens to them is they lose the pigeons. They start with 50 and they do the training. They maybe train them in a little bit of they train them nice days, everything's going good. Then they have a bad toss somewhere. They lose some pigeons, they get a little scared. Then they lose some pigeons and they're a little bit scared. And they get down to about, out of 50, they get down to about 31. Or they get down to 21 from 50. And they say, well, I'm going to quit flying this year or quit training, or I'm going to quit because if I keep doing this, I'll have no birds left. But really, what they're doing is they're eliminating the birds that can't handle what they need them to do. So they're actually figuring it all out. And I see a lot of guys, I remember that clown there in Markham. What was his name? What's his name? He'd come over. He was the dumbest pigeon guy I ever met. What was his name? He's from Markham.
Yeah.
Come on. What's his name? He put birds in our race, and then he backed out because he's a bloody quitter. What was his name? I don't know. What's his name?
Nick.
Nick.
The landscaper.
Nick the landscaper in the York Region Club. Dumb. Losing pigeons. And saying I got to pack it in because I'm losing. I'm not going to have anything left for old birds. Hey, ding dong. Wong, 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 wong. I hate to say it. When you fly old birds, once you get them out to the races, you lose them anyways. Why? Because they couldn't do the young bird program. I hate to say it, Nick the landscaper. The only reason I'm calling old Nick out, put birds in the race, he's not a man of his word. You know what a man of his word is? He's shit. Sorry, Nick the landscaper. I wouldn't get you to cut my grass because you don't cut grass. Anyways, I hate to bring Nick up, but I was thinking Nick because Nick was one of those dummies that does that. Poor Nick. Anyways, totally agree with Ricky, says Rosedale. Rosedale agrees. You know what I find? Rosedale's really liking all your systems. Hey, Rosedale, what do you think? You think I should get a team of birds and fly against Ricky this year? You got any white ones for me to fly? You could just lend them over to me so I can see if I know how to fly pigeons. What do you think? I'm a little bit rusty. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, he's having a ticky, eh? You know what? The last bird that gets entered into our race, we call them whites. You have any Icelanticals?
I have some nice ones for Tracy, and I'm going to send them to her.
Oh, yeah, Tracy's going to get a couple.
Oh, I got 3. You want me to bring them in?
No, I'm not interested in showing them. Not tonight.
I hope the best for her, and yeah, they're my own breeding.
You're happy.
Very buoyant.
Yeah.
Like to fly. Put a little bit of bacon on them. A little bit of rope.
Away we go.
You're going to get at least 300 miles. 100%. You're going to be so happy that...
And hey, if they don't make it, they don't make it. It's no big deal.
The 3 I'm sending her, she can breed out. I've got 1 cock there that's been outcrossed, and then she can.
Okay, Dad, I don't need a whole stupid system on this.
Talk to her about it. But
you can talk to Tracy about it. I'm not interested, but you are. Rosedale says, laugh out loud. We had an error occur on Facebook, so the comments will be gone. Anyways, guys, we'll see you guys next week. We were on for 2 hours. It was a fun show. Let's see. Oh, Mike Parrish said, hold on. I raced with 5 young birds last year. After training ended with 2, ended up the season and raced those 2 birds in old birds. Did good. There you go. Yeah. The whites come together, says Rosedale. Rosedale does remember that. The whites do come together, which they're at their own slow pace. Maybe I can get a bit more speed out of them than you did. It's funny how people forget the hammering I gave you, but it's okay because this year I'm gonna let you do what you want to do here, and you know all I'm gonna do is just film you doing it because you're doing such a good job. Good night, all, says David Tracy. I'm gonna wrap this up, even though the comments did come back, but
keep going.
No, I'm tired out. I gotta go to the States tomorrow. I gotta bring those birds in, and we gotta start at 6 in the morning. And I don't like to get up
music going
till 8. I don't like to get up till 8, but that's not gonna work for me.
No.
So we'll talk next Monday.
I'm up early.
You're up early. Get the birds out again at 6.
Have them out about 6:15.
Yeah, I'll be up. We're gonna go through some numbers tomorrow, and we'll try and get an inventory up one of these days. I'm tired. That's Richard. I'm Ryan. And we want to thank the people that came for the eggs this week. We set a record egg sales this week. We're going to try. We're on a record pace for this week. Remember, guys, eggs are good for you. They're good for your hair. They're good for your intestines. Great protein, and you know what? They're very cost efficient. Thanks for flying with us, guys. You have a great night. Talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Bye for now.